Hello and welcome back to the Give and Go. I'm your coach Reynoso here with my boy
Soltero. What's up, y'all?
Folks, I want to start off the episode by giving a tribute. I want to give a tribute to my uncle who passed away this weekend, Tio Tito. My Tio Tito, man, one of the funniest, most passionate football fans that I have ever met. He was a diehard Chivas and Mexican national team fan who would proudly showcase his love for his equipo at his restaurant, Tito's Taqueria. I actually remember watching Mexico versus Germany at the 2018 FIFA World Cup with him and his family, Betsy, Jessica, Christian. We all saw it together at my parents' house, and we lost our minds when Chucky Lozano scored that game-winning goal against Germany. This is actually a jersey that he gave me a couple years ago. It was a beautiful moment that I was able to share with him when he gifted this to me. Zaplotanejo, a city close to Guadalajara. He trained with Atlas. He trained with Chivas, I believe, back in the 70s and 80s, and was a prominent figure of his community over in Sherman, Texas. So he had a deep love for football, for his family, and for community, and he will be dearly, dearly missed. And as destiny would have it, though, Chivas this past weekend played in his honor, man, as they defeated Atlas in probably their best game of the season, winning 4-1. I'm sure he was celebrating the victory wherever he was, man. I'm sure he's looking down, celebrating, because he was a big, big Chivas fan. So I just want to say rest in peace, my Tio Tito, man. I'm really going to miss him. And so why don't we actually just start there with La Chivas and La Hormiga Gonzalez, man, a player I brought up on the podcast a couple weeks ago as a nominee to be starting for the Mexican national team at the FIFA World Cup. At the time, he was the leading goal scorer in Liga MX that was Mexican, but there were still a couple players that were above him, like Paulinho, for example. But last I checked, he's tied as the leading goal scorer. I don't know if that's true yet. I don't know because Toluca played today. But regardless, he's on double-digit goals now. 10 goals. 10 goals with Chivas as he bags himself a hat trick, bro, in a CLASICO Tapatío.
4-1 to Atlas. My goodness, bro. Where are Chivas right now? Hey, sixth place.
Yeah, bro.
Automatic spot.
Dude, they've won 4 of the last 5. We somehow lost to Querétaro midweek. I don't know what the hell happened there.
Midweek game, not used to it.
I think so. But what I saw this past weekend was really, really positive at the Estadio Akron. Chivas put on a show, bro. And Hormiga, I think, is really putting on that pressure on Javier Aguirre, who I know does recognize talent and does recognize players in form. I'm curious if next month we see him potentially get called up, bro. Like, that soon we could see the impact of Hormiga with the national team.
That'd actually be dope. I mean, with Raul's kind of still out, even if he's healthy in a month's time, probably not back to full match fitness. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So Chivas getting a big victory for my Tio and for myself, man. It was beautiful, beautiful to see. Why don't we start with the headlines, though? Why don't we start with the big games that happened this past weekend? We had some major storylines and headlines. Starting off with the obvious, El Clásico. We had Real Madrid host Barcelona in a highly heated, highly fueled match with a lot of trash talking, with a lot of pushing and shoving, and ultimately the Madridistas celebrating a 2-1 victory. They finally got their lick back after everything that happened last year. Yeah. They're starting off this year with the winner of Barcelona.
Dude, and it should have been more too. I don't think the scoreline accurately reflects what happened on the pitch today in Madrid, because Real Madrid, in my opinion, dominated Barcelona. They only had 30% possession of the ball, which is crazy, but they generated more shots. They had generated more corner kicks. They had much bigger, more potent chances. They were running Barcelona's high line defense ragged, bro, the entire match. This was, for me, pure dominance from Real Madrid and their best game of the season, man.
Yeah.
The intensity that I saw from Madrid, specifically off the ball, was the best I've seen all season. I'm talking about Tchouaméni looking like the best box-to-box midfielder in Europe, specifically in this game. I haven't really seen it all season, but in this match, it looked like there was 2 Tchouaménis on at all times. It was ridiculous. Dean Huijsen looked to be back to his old center back Spaniard ways as he dominated defensively alongside a just as good Eder Militao, who looked fantastic today too. I thought the central defense of Madrid was nearly perfect on the day. They did not let Barca's midfield have an inch Pedri, De Jong, Fermin Lopez did get a goal, but outside of that, man, they couldn't string together 2-3 passes to each other. We're talking about one of the best midfields in Europe. Madrid completely canceled them out. Perfect defensive performance, in my opinion, from Madrid, and then some really nice finishing.
Dude, yeah, and to me, it's the defense, man. In the preview, I brought it up as that's what's going to determine the winner of this game because both of them going into this match had questionable defensive performances. But at the Bernabeu, I think, as I mentioned in the preview, Xabi Alonso, I think, really took this opportunity to make a statement, show the tactics that he has at play. Bro, he shut down not just the midfielders, but in my opinion, he shut down Yamal, dude. Yamal was ineffective in this game by Lamine Yamal standards. And it was because every time he got on the ball, there's a second man there essentially double teaming him. And all of Barca's offensive success had to come through the middle. The fullbacks were incredible today, in my opinion, with Valverde, Carreras, Carvajal getting minutes. I thought they were amazing, stopping the wingers and Rashford and Yamal and forcing them to rely on Fermin Lopez or trying to figure something out centrally. I thought it was incredible, bro. And so that really stood out to me because so far the defense has been questionable for Real Madrid, but today against a very feisty opponent, they showed out completely. And I think we also saw just what the absence of Rafinha and Lewandowski does to this Barcelona offense. Highlighted that in a game of this magnitude, I don't know if I can really trust Ferran Torres, Rashford, and Fermin Lopez to carry Barcelona offensively the way that Leva and Rafinha do. They're great players. They really are. But this is a big, big game setting, bro, with big stakes, big egos, big personalities. And I think they just weren't able to do enough there because of Real Madrid's defensive fortitude. That's what stood out to me. And then obviously the goals came with Mbappe and Bellingham getting on the board here. But it could have been worse, bro. If it wasn't for just a few inches with the offside calls as well. Real Madrid, the deserved winners today, bro, and really making a statement in La Liga as the best team right now.
A massive statement as they now go 5 points clear of Barcelona at the top. This is huge, man. I completely agree. This is how I see it. Xabi Alonso Madrid with a statement win against the only other side that, in my opinion, can compete with him for the title. This is a massive win. And now I kind of see Madrid a little bit differently. If they have this type of fight in them, then I think they can go far, not just in La Liga, but in Champions League as well. They might still be a little limited with the reliance on Mbappe because I feel like Vinicius maybe could have still been a little bit better in front of goal. Outside of Mbappe, I don't really see anybody else scoring goals. I think I saw a stat. Rodrigo has not scored in 20 La Liga games. 20. That's insane considering the form he used to be on.
Yeah.
So outside of Mbappe, the goals really still aren't coming for this side. But I was just so impressed with the off-the-ball work rate, even from guys like Vinicius, who I'm not really used to seeing them track back, but today, man, Vinicius and Bellingham were doing just as much work defensively as everybody else, and we get this product where Barcelona had no response to the pressure that they were feeling.
Yeah, and we highlighted Real Madrid's defense and overall team performance, but I've had this concern going into this game. It's why I picked Real Madrid to win it, and I think it was just fully affirmed. Barca's defense is porcelain. It's porcelain, bro. This is as bad as it's been, dude. Last year is actually much better with Inigo Martinez being there to anchor that defense. With his absence, dude, I think this defense has dropped down a full level. They take on so much pressure, bro. So much pressure that as long as you have some good offensive talents, like we saw PSG, Sevilla, and now Real Madrid have, you can beat this Barcelona side, bro. You can get multiple goals on them.
Yeah.
And it worries me for their season outlook, because they're going to have to pursue a center back in the winter transfer window 100%. Because if they don't acknowledge it, I don't see this team lifting any silverware. And it's really disappointing because they can have such a fiery offense. And I understand they're dealing with injuries up there right now. But when you don't have the offense clicking, you need to rely on your defense. And they just don't have that backbone, bro. They simply don't. They need reinforcements. And I don't see success coming their way if this is the defense they're going to have the rest of the year.
Yeah, if I'm Barcelona upper management, right? I'm talking executives. I'm getting 10 other executives with me. And when Hansi Flick comes into the office Monday morning at 6 a.m., we're going to be in a circular formation. All right? He's going to flick those lights on. And we're going to be like, Hansi, we got to talk about that high line, brother. Because it's just not working.
Yeah.
and he's addicted to playing with the high line. It's not going to work, man. It's just not going to work. This game is the exact showcase of why it's not going to work. The amount of diagonal balls Madrid got through Barcelona was ridiculous. Yeah. And if they just had better finishing, this game would have ended 4-5-1, but it would have been another Sevilla. So I just, for me, yes, I think having better center backs would help, but I really think it's actually Flick. Flick, if he does not change this, I don't see Barcelona getting anywhere near that Champions League trophy once again. And right now, it doesn't look like they're going to lift La Liga either. Flick has to adapt this side to suit the players more so than to suit his own ideas. Because I agree, with this high line, bro, they're constantly running back. Constantly. There's so much pressure. And then you ask offensive guys like Pedri and Lamine Yamal to also track back. It's just not going to happen. They have to run 60 yards one way, and then they have to run 60 yards the other way. Man. It's way too much. Something has to change. For me, it has to be Flick's management.
Enough, man. Enough is enough. I just don't get the stubbornness, bro, because I think they would have had a much better chance in this game had they been conservative defensively and just hoped on Yamal, Fermin Lopez brilliance. Like, they could have probably kept it much closer. Man.
That's the thing.
That's what's crazy.
That's the thing.
But they play into it. And Real Madrid, I think this time was much more prepared for it than last year, because last year we saw Mbappe get called offside 8 times in the first half. I think he knew going into this game, what to expect. And I'm sure he practiced it in training, and he seemed much more prepared for that and was able to expose it today. And overall, I mentioned that with Barcelona, I get very questionable what they can do this season if they continue playing like this, especially defensively. Yes, Madrid is better, and they're improving upon what we saw at the Club World Cup and how they started off this season. I'm still not seeing an elite side, though.
Right.
I'm still not. And I don't want to come off as a hater. I don't have a pick here. I'm not an Atleti fan. There's no bias here for me. There's nothing. All right? I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm going through hell right now. I think when it comes to both these teams, I'm still not seeing a team that can battle out against PSG, against Bayern, and against Arsenal, which I would say are the top 3, like the clear top 3 in Europe right now. I think there's still a tier below that. And the Liverpools of the world and the Chelseas of the world, for example. Yeah. Which isn't a bad level to be at. But obviously, these are 2 big clubs, big names that have aspirations of lifting the Champions League. I'm still not seeing Champions League winning sides, Champions League winning performances from these 2 clubs yet, dude. And there is a chance that maybe it gets better as the season goes by, especially for Real Madrid, now that I see what Xavi is trying to build. But at the moment, I'm still not fully convinced. And I'd be curious to know how Madrid fans and Barca fans feel in terms of Champions League aspirations, because this was a big bout in the league in Spain. But outside of Spain, I don't know if I see either of these teams really challenging for a trophy.
Yeah, this game solidified it for me that Barcelona just aren't going to win Champions League this year. There's just no way with this type of defense. For Madrid, I agree. I think I wouldn't consider them title contenders, but I would consider Madrid maybe like a dark horse. Okay. As in, if they get a favorable path, I wouldn't be surprised if they make semifinals and make that fixture very, very tight if they can play this aggressive, though. That's the one caveat. Because if you have Mbappe and then a really, really aggressive defense, I do think a lot is possible. But I agree. I would not put this Madrid side in the category of Bayern, PSG, or Arsenal.
Not yet. Not just on paper, not yet. But you're right. Once the tournament happens, you get put in those matchups, anything can happen. I get that, especially with Mbappe on your side, who, by the way, keeps scoring.
Dude.
He keeps scoring.
Ridiculous, man.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, and that goal that ended up being offside, what a goal. What a finish, bro. And I'm like, damn, if Mbappe is playing like that, man, it's ridiculous. You can't stop him.
It's over, bro. And then the second one was really good. Missed the penalty, though. It's a controversial penalty in my opinion. Kind of glad he missed it. Real Madrid 2, Barcelona 1. What a result. What do you think about the whole Yamal, Carvajal, the fights, the banter? What do you think about all that?
I love it, man. Yamal, he's a teenager, bro. He's a
little rascal.
He's chirping, man. He's chirping. He's taking that opportunity, too, because he's just going to get a slap on the wrist.
That's true.
He's young, man. Yeah. He's good. I love it.
But he pisses a lot of people off because of that. Because Carvajal could be his dad, man. And he's just acting up. Get it right, bro. Get it straight.
Well, and here's the thing. It would have been cool if he backed it up with some.
I know.
With some good play. Because today, bro, I mean, honestly, he struggled, and not just today. I think Yamal's been a little quiet the last 4 weeks. I know he's coming off of an injury to start this season, but at a certain point, I kind of want to see that young, dazzling brilliance that we saw at the end of last year.
100%.
Haven't seen it at the start of this season. Not yet. A lot of time left, but I don't know. I'm now going to watch out for Yamal, because what if this is also getting to his head, him being a character now? Because up until this season, Yamal's just been a teenager.
Yeah.
But now he's a world sensation, and now I need to see him back it up with some goals and assists that we saw last year, bro. So I'm not saying I'm concerned, but I'm going to put Yamal on a little watch.
You think about the Yamal we saw against Inter Milan? Those two, that's a different player, man.
That's a different player.
I'm not saying he's washed or anything. I'm just saying he lifted his level up when the team needed him most. He went somewhere else. In that moment, he was the best player in the world. Mm-hmm. He was incredible. Haven't seen that Yamal yet this year.
Not yet.
That's all. Just putting the alert, putting the notice, little phone notification. It popped up. Yamal hasn't shown up yet fully. I think we're gonna see it more as the season progresses, but. Yeah, so far he hasn't, and I think Barca could actually really use it with Rafinha and Leva being out, man.
I know, man.
They really could.
It's frustrating trying to support Barcelona because, again, what's interesting is, there were chances for Barcelona in this game. I think Ferran Torres had a chance in the first half, and Fermin Lopez had a big chance in the second half, where it's essentially a 3-on-2. He ended up shooting it instead of taking either passing option. That was a big chance for Barcelona. So, they just were not clinical today. Madrid was just so much better.
Folks, El Clásico reaction. Let us know down below. What did you think about the world's biggest rivalry? Elsewhere in La Liga, any other big results? Athletic Club lost to Getafe. Villarreal beat Valencia 2-0. And we're just waiting until tomorrow to see Atletico Madrid against Real Betis.
I'm so done with Athletic Club. I'm so done with that club, bro.
That's your Juventus, man.
They're killing me this year, bro. They're
brutal.
Killing
Ninth
me.
Place now. Elche is above him.
Athletic Betis tomorrow, huge, because I think we're level on points right now. Yeah, we are. Both at 16 points. If you're Betis, you need to win. If you're Atleti, you need to win. This is a huge match in La Liga tomorrow.
Okay. It's middle of the day, so some people might be hearing this podcast after the game. Let's assume Atleti loses. Your one-line reaction?
No, we're not losing.
Okay.
Morale's
let's assume
they
high.
Win. Morale's too high. Let's assume they win.
Let's assume they win. What's the reaction?
Shit, man.
Hey,
Madrid's good.
3 points closer to Barca, though.
3 points closer to Barca, but
you'd be at 19 and they'd be at 22.
Yeah.
So
Madrid's at 27.
Yeah. Yo, let's move on over to the Premier League, where the game that we highlighted in the weekend preview there's some other results we're going to talk about. Mm-hmm. We're going to start off with the one that we previewed, Arsenal versus Crystal Palace, with Arsenal hosting Crystal Palace at the Emirates Stadium, and we got a game winner. Only one goal in this match, as Arsenal once again keeps a clean sheet, proving that they are the best defense in the Prem right now, one of the best defenses all of Europe, silencing that Mateta front line, and Eze being the goal scorer, bro. The ex-Crystal Palace player scoring against his old club. Arsenal wins 1-0.
This game was so tight, man. Crystal Palace brought as much physicality as they possibly could to this match. Cagey affair at the Emirates. You watch the 90 minutes, though, Arsenal were the better side. They deserved it, but it was so tight that it ended up being a rebounded goal off of a set piece as the only difference between the two sides. You look at Crystal Palace, I thought they were fantastic defensively for the entire match, but they didn't generate a single full chance. Yeah. It was a couple half chances, and that was it, man. That was it. So it was a defensive posture the entire match for Crystal Palace, and they took so much on from Arsenal. And I really credit Palace's approach to this match, because they made it hard as they possibly could for Arsenal. But Arsenal, in the form they're in right now, bro, they're figuring it out. And we kind of mentioned it at midweek that right now, in the form that Arsenal's in, this is title-winning stuff, bro. And this was a game where Arsenal really showcased the depth that they have, Eze showing up big for them in a starting position with Odegaard out. And they really showcased, yet again, incredible defensive grit as they held Palace to another clean sheet.
Eze with the most Super Mario Strikers type finish you'll see in world football, bro. What a finish as he jumps up in the air and hits that ball. I mean, it was the craziest body formation you'll see. If you know Super Mario Strikers, you'll know what I'm talking about. But you're right, dude. This situation that Arsenal now finds themselves in. First place in the Prem with a 4-point gap. And second, third, fourth place not being Manchester City or Liverpool.
Crazy.
This is probably the best situation they've been in since a couple years ago when they had a 10-point lead against Manchester City that they ended up blowing with a game in hand, I think, at the time. This is the best situation they've been in the league. I'm seeing Arsenal fans get really excited. I asked a lot on Instagram, what did they think? Do they think that this is the year that the special thing is going to happen? You're going to lift the trophy. Is this the year? And I'm sensing a lot of hesitancy from Arsenal fans. A lot. Mm-hmm. They don't want to say it. They don't want to announce it. They don't want to curse it. They simply want to take it game by game, match by match, and just take the points as they come. Because when you think about it, when you think about what they've been through these past few years, it's traumatizing stuff as a football fan.
No, absolutely.
Traumatizing stuff.
And the thing is, just as complete neutral of the Premier League, I'm not convinced that Arsenal are in the safe because the amount of twists and turns that have occurred within these first 2.5 months of the Prem, it's unreal, bro. I don't know if we've ever had this amount of just unpredictability to start the season. Bournemouth are in second. Bournemouth are in second place right now. Sunderland, newly promoted Sunderland, are in fourth.
Wow.
And then it doesn't stop there. Villa, who started the season off horribly, they've won 4 straight now. They've won 4 straight out of nowhere, seemingly. They just beat what I thought was the most informed team in the Prem, Manchester City, this weekend. This is ridiculous. Yeah. Manchester United, after having a decade of pure pain, they're all of a sudden in 6th place and seem to be in fantastic form. Liverpool have dropped 4 straight. Yeah. And it's unreal what is going on in the Prem right now. So for Arsenal to think that this might be the year, I just think it's so early considering the amount of twists and turns we've witnessed.
Well, then it begs the question, seeing how much was invested overall as a league in the offseason in the transfer market, is this the most competitive Premier League season we've ever seen?
To start, absolutely.
Wasn't it like over $1 billion that was spent as like a league?
Yeah.
And second place was like 50K?
200 million. Dude, yeah.
Because that's what I'm seeing, man. I'm seeing these weaker teams be so incredibly strong that I think getting a 5-game winning streak in the Prem that's gold at this point.
Yeah.
Whereas in the past, like, you could win 30, you can win 20 games in a row and not have a problem like what we saw Manchester City do for a whole decade. I just don't think that's possible anymore, man. These teams are way too good. Tottenham in 3rd, you didn't even mention. Chelsea in 9th. Brentford in 11th, who just beat Liverpool, by the way.
There you go, yeah.
And they lost their freaking amazing head coach, and yet they're still able to compete at such a high level. This is the most competitive thing I've seen. Nottingham Forest, who was a magical story last year, is fighting relegation now.
Exactly. And it really is like Serie A has been the last 2-3 seasons, except it's just better.
Yeah.
It's just, but the talent that each team possesses is just a lot higher. So it's like Serie A, but better.
Yeah.
And I cannot take my eyes off the Prem right now. God, dude, it's ridiculous.
I really wish I could have seen what Barca or Madrid would look like in this specifically right now. I really wonder if Real Madrid would be topping the table the way they are in Spain, or would they be in 5th place right now, man?
Right. Exactly.
I'm so curious, bro.
I wish the Prem did like invitations every now and then. They're like, we're gonna invite Madrid over to the Prem, and like vice versa.
Al Nassr gets in.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like once a year, they just invite a 21st team, and it can be from anywhere. That'd be crazy.
Let's not do that, bro. Let's not do that. I mean, some other results that we had in the league, specifically Brentford defeating Liverpool 3-2 in a well-deserved victory, man. Well-deserved victory. The questions continue for Liverpool. At the very least, Salah got his goal. Beautiful goal. But Brentford doing the same thing that you've mentioned, where as long as you come at Liverpool and you're fearless and you counter them and you take on the pressure that they give, you can find yourself winning a game. You can find yourself surprising this team and coming out with 3 points. Brentford must have seen the pod, because that's exactly what they did, and they get 3 points against Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool are so predictable now as far as how to beat them. You just have to press them, and Liverpool's all of a sudden insanely beatable. It's so weird. I mean,
bizarre, man. Because
no, you go ahead.
Because, like, for example, it's a lot of it's defensive, and I just went in hard on Barca's defense because For them, I don't see a way up unless they get new pieces or Hansi Flick fixes tactical approach. Yeah. Well, Liverpool, we already have the players, man. We have a Rolls-Royce defender in Virgil van Dijk, but we're still conceding goals time in, time out, bro. Yeah. And so, for as bad as these results are, I still have some bit of hope that tells me that eventually it'll come together in that pack line. It just ain't happening right now. And that's why I think it's very weird.
Yeah, it's just not happening. I see it as a mixture of just a bit of mismanagement. I've already mentioned it with Slot, but more so just I think player form is weirdly dipping right now. Because yes, Van Dijk obviously is one of the best center backs in the world, but right now it's not just him, but his partnership with Konate. In every single game, it seems like it completely breaks down 2 to 3 times within a 90 minutes. And when I look at Arsenal's pairing, whether it's Saliba and Gabriel or Gabriel and Mosquera, they seem as tight as ever.
And they seem like the same person, man.
Yeah, absolutely. They're such in unison.
Yep.
But in every single Liverpool game, communication breaks down at least 2 times between Van Dijk and Konate. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's maybe mistrust in the overall tactics. Is it just individual form is taking a dip? Is it the midfielders aren't helping out as much as they used to in the season prior? I'm not sure. I think it's a mixture of a lot of things. But yeah, bro, either way, all you have to do if you're the opponent is just poke it.
Yep.
That's it. You
poke the bear, bro.
And it'll break.
And yeah, it'll break. And I'm just going to move on because I got nothing else to add on Liverpool's demise right now. It's terrible, and I just wanted to get fixed. But also, we have positive results like Manchester United defeating Brighton 4-2. I thought that was a notable result because 4 goals like that and the quality that they got them with Cunha and Mbeumo scoring both and Casemiro getting sandwiched in there in the middle as well. Dominant performance. Man United now is on top of Liverpool in the standings, and they're on probably their best form in years, dude. In years, as they've won 3 straight games now in the Prem against really good opponents.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't know how to feel about this United rise. Like, I just don't know how to feel about it. But I will say, it's kind of nice. Like, it's nice to witness, just as a neutral, because I just haven't seen United happy in a decade, man. It's been so long. So to see them have this much like momentum, this much joy, I'm like, huh. Like it's been so long.
You know the guy that he's growing his hair out until they win 5 games in a row?
Right.
Do you think he actually wants them to win 5 games in a row? Because then his whole gimmick is done, right?
Right. He loses all his followers.
That's what I was thinking. Done. It's all gone, bro.
Damn. He just raises it to 10.
Nah, it's got to be 5, man. It's got to be 5. How do you think Chelsea fans are feeling, though? Because here they are hosting Sunderland. Garnacho getting his first goal with Chelsea, I believe, on the left side of the wing. They go up 1-0, and then Isidore ties it 1-1. But then it's Talbi with a really beautiful finish on an amazing counter that might have displayed some of the worst defending I've seen in years, specifically from Tosin and Chalobah. But regardless, good intuition from the Sunderland offensive players. And Talbi with that finish was ridiculous.
Yep.
Scenes for Sunderland as they now are in the top 5 of the Prem, and they get a massive 3 points at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, let me tell you, I tuned in for that second half just because, you know, I've got some sort of stake with Chelsea this season. I don't know why, but I do. And, dude, Sunderland made them look nervous. Sunderland looked like they were at home.
Unreal.
Sunderland made Chelsea look like Chelsea were the ones who just got promoted, bro. It was unreal. The aggression off the ball Sunderland had, and then when they would win it, Chelsea looked nervous, man. They looked scared. And the thing is, they had every right to be because Sunderland got the game winner.
Yeah.
It came.
Yeah.
And it was so deserved. I was in shock by this away performance from Sunderland. So to see that and then to see them now sitting in 4th place, I'm like, okay, this makes complete sense, bro. This is a hell of a team that has been put together over the offseason. And I'm loving it. I want more. I want to see how far this team can go, looking like Nottingham of last year.
Yeah.
Low-key, maybe even a little bit better, which is crazy because the peak Nottingham reached last year was amazing.
I'm a little pissed that the only Sunderland game I've seen was the 2-0 loss against Burnley. And if you're a Sunderland fan, you know that game. Because that performance might have been their worst one of the season. Because they also lost to Manchester United 2-0, but I think Manchester United, that was the start of their run. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Burnley 2-0, though. And so that's the side that I saw. But obviously, I've caught up with the highlights. I've seen them just on TikTok and everything, what they're doing. Yeah. And what's crazy to me is a lot of the success seems to be coming from Xhaka's presence, dude. My goodness, he's involved in so many plays.
Yeah.
He seems like he's taking on the huge role of being the captain, the leader for this side. He was an incredible addition in the offseason. And I just love that he's actually like living up to that price tag, to that name that he carries. And he's doing something really special with Sunderland. If they finish in the top 5, bro, Xhaka's legacy just grew a ton.
Yeah, Xhaka's career in the 2020s has been world class.
Mm-hmm.
He ended his tenure with Arsenal very, very well from a player perspective. A little weird they let him go, but then he ended up going to Bayer Leverkusen, won a Bundesliga, was a part of a team that was historic at the time, and now he comes back to England with lowly Sunderland, it seems, and now they're doing amazing things. And he's been a part of each team's success so far in these last 5 seasons across 3 different teams. He's a world-class midfielder. There's no doubt about it.
That's a good point, man. Yeah, I'm actually going to put Xhaka in the world-class midfielder category.
Yeah.
Like with some big names, man. I'm going to put him in there with some big names.
Let's do it.
You putting them up there with Modric?
I would
is that different?
I would put if it's a list. I don't know how long this list is. He's there. Maybe towards the bottom, but he's there. He's there,
dude. I mean, international and club success. It's there. It's proven. It's proven. Undefeated season with Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah.
I forget that's part of his story too.
And
man.
He was a huge part of it. He was the leader in that midfield. I truly don't think that happens without Xhaka.
Bro, so then he's like super underappreciated then.
Yeah.
Super underrated.
Unless you watch Xhaka ball, I don't think you really give him any praise.
And it's crazy he plays for a country that I think kind of garners that same attention. It's like he doesn't play for an Italy or Spain or in England. He plays with Switzerland, who always carries that dark horse label, and you only know if you know. Yeah. Shout out to him, man. Sunderland in the top 5, 4th place specifically. That's amazing. Bournemouth, though, that's the other result I wanted to highlight. 2-0 victory against the team that had a very similar run to them last year, Nottingham Forest. They're doing Nottingham Forest things now, Bournemouth, as they are in 2nd place, 18 points, 4 points behind Arsenal. Tavernier scoring and Krupi as well. I mean, it's the real deal, bro. It's the real deal. Iraola has these guys well drilled. They've only lost 1 game all season.
Yeah.
What a story, dude. Bournemouth is realizing themselves despite losing massive players in the offseason.
It's just such good off-season moves, though. They lose almost their entire defense, but they replace them with guys who make it seem like they didn't lose anybody, bro. In the fullback positions, they honestly maybe even got more offensive than they had last year, getting guys like Truffert and Jimenez. And then they get 19-year-old Frenchman Krupi to lead the line. Haven't seen him play. Haven't caught a lot of Bournemouth football. But I need to see how they've integrated him so quickly into this side to the point where Bournemouth are playing exceptional football, man. This is just such a well-run club. The moves they made in the offseason, the coach that they got 2 years ago with Iraola, and the success that they started at the end of last season and have continued on to this season. Bournemouth is a hell of a club right now, bro.
I can't believe it.
So I'm so excited for this team, truly, to see if they can keep this up as well. Right now, the stories of Bournemouth and Sunderland, truly fascinating.
Yeah, Tyler Adams smack dab in the middle of the park. That's cool. What would be more impressive, Tyler Adams winning the Prem or Pulisic winning the Scudetto?
It had to be Adams because
it's the Prem, man.
Yeah, it's the Prem, and then you look at Milan. I think they have bigger stars around Pulisic, like Leao, for example, Modric, right?
Yeah.
Whereas you look at Bournemouth, there's not really a quote-unquote star on the team.
Yeah, well, maybe Semenyo. Maybe
stars in the making.
Yeah, stars in the making. Yeah. Unreal, man. Unreal results in the Prem. We're going to keep it moving over to Serie A in Italy, where we had a big matchup. I'm titling it the most unexpected result of the weekend because we both predicted the team that ended up losing in this game. We thought Inter Milan would go on and defeat Napoli, smack them around, and showcase their dominance, as going into this game, they were the much more informed, much more better team. But Napoli, man, putting on a showcase of absolute clinicality, of perfect finishing, and how to take your chances, scoring 3 goals to Inter Milan's 1 goal and putting on a goddamn performance in front of their fans. Napoli regaining confidence as they are now in first place in Serie A.
Dude, that goal from McTominay.
Goal of the weekend.
Goal of the weekend.
Goal of the weekend.
Oh my God, man. I stood up when that shit went in. I was like, holy shit. I was like, play that shit 100 times.
It was a good moment.
It was a ridiculous finish, man. It was unreal. MVP of Serie A last season, showcasing why in this moment when Napoli needed a big win at home against Inter Milan, who were the most informed side in Italy, they get such a big statement win here. And then the goal from Anguissa too, dirty, completely slicing Inter Milan's defense open. Anguissa gets it at the top of the box, a little hezzy, and then he rifles it home to make it 3-1. Ridiculous finishing from Napoli when they really needed it. If there's any Argentine sign language, if there's any Argentine sign language translators, can somebody please tell me what Lautaro Martinez said to Antonio Conte? There was a moment in this game where Martinez seemed to make the most obscene gesture that I've seen on the pitch, man. I think the ref missed it. I don't know what the hell he was saying, but if you have any sign language interpreters, please let me know what Lautaro said to Conte. Thing is, Conte ended up having the last laugh.
Napoli, man, they won the only way that they could have won. That's what I thought when they got this result, because outside of the goals they scored, there weren't many other chances they generated.
No.
Inter Milan was the one that was knocking on the door early on. But then there's a pen. De Bruyne steps up, scores it. It's a pen. It's fine. I get it. They go up 1-0. Then McTominay, his opportunity, man. It came out of nowhere on the counter. He's open. It's a lobbed ball that touches the heavens, and God himself laid it down for McTominay and said, take it, son, take it. And McTominay absolutely blasted into the back of the net. You recapped it. Boom, 2-0. Then Anguissa's, man, came out of nowhere too as he just drove past 3 guys, found the space, and finished it. And so for me, it is an absolute showcase in taking your chances and being clinical because 2 of 3 of those goals could have not gone in, and this could have just been a really tight match. It took high quality talent to score those goals. The thing is, Napoli does have that. And so I feel like they actually stunned Inter Milan here because I think going in, Inter Milan did think they were the better team and were showing it until the penalty, and it was cemented once McTominay got that second one that Napoli was just there to win, bro. And so credit to them. I'm not trying to take credit away from them, but it's not like they were absolutely hounding Inter Milan's defense and they ultimately broke them down. It was just they had these chances, they took them, and they ended up winning the game.
Absolutely. Consider the fact Inter hit the post twice as well when they were trying to mount the comeback. It looked like the comeback was about to start when they made it 2-1, but then the Anguissa goal came out of nowhere. On both McTominay's and Anguissa's goal, Bastoni, Acerbi, and Akanji just completely lost sight of runners around them. All 3 of them ended up ball watching on both plays. They were too separated from one another. The defensive midfield of Çalhanoğlu and Barella didn't help out. So there were massive holes in both plays where Napoli scored. Very un-Inter-like. Again, add that to the fact that Inter just weren't finishing the way they were. Yeah, Napoli get the result on the day. Kind of with you, as I think I'm catching what you're saying. I think if you play this game 10 times, I think Inter probably maybe win like 6. Like maybe it's 6-4. I thought Inter played very, very well. They just couldn't finish, and then they got beat by some crazy goals.
Yeah, and it's goals that give them first place in Serie A, and it's crazy because they're also trading blows over here in Italy, man. Roma is back in second place. AC Milan is in third.
Yeah, they tied Pisa. I mean, they tied Pisa this weekend. Very disappointing.
And Juventus keeps losing, man. Good Lord.
The Juventus are on a crazy hell run right now. They're like Liverpool right now.
Oh, they haven't won in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. Not in Serie A, but combined with Champions League.
God.
5 ties and then 3 losses in a row.
Well, and then even like feisty team Como didn't win either. They tied
Damn
Parma.
it.
Yeah, like all the teams that needed to continue their momentum didn't, and then the teams that had a bad weekend last weekend all won this weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, so Serie A still maintaining its competitive label.
What a result, guys. If you saw this game, please let us know what you thought. It's an insane result and a huge one for Napoli as they're back. I mean, they're back to defending their Scudetto. I mean, it's still in the race for all of them, but it's just crazy because AC Milan was looking like the real candidate, and they might end up being, but right now they dipped a little bit. Yeah, it's just crazy.
There's 5 points separates first from sixth.
Good
ridiculous.
Lord, man.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Let's do some MLS playoff coverage, man. Starting off with the GOAT, Messi scoring a header. A header, man. You don't see that often. It's like a rare gem, like a rare Pokemon. Messi scoring a header off of a Luis Suarez assist. Inter Miami defeats Nashville in a result that ding, 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 ding ends up being a correct prediction for Soltero on the dot. As you predicted, Inter Miami would beat Nashville 3-1. I predicted 3-2. One goal off. So Soltero gets the special golden star for that. Yeah, man, take that shit. Mukhtar scoring an insane free kick at the very end to make it 3-1. We both predict. The series isn't over. It's best of 3, and there is no aggregate score,
right. So
it isn't finished. But we both predict that Inter Miami will go on to win this matchup. I think after seeing this game, I feel good about that.
No, absolutely. This was so dominant from Inter Miami. Nashville had one chance in the 90 minutes. Jacob Schaffelberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was in the 10th minute, early in the match. One-on-one with Keep. He slips.
Bro, if there's a way to sum up a player season, that's it right there.
Killing me, man.
The past whole year.
Catch a break, man. He can't catch a damn break.
There's something in the fucking pitch that would happen to him, man.
It would. It's killing me, man. It's killing me. See Schaffelberg get so close.
Yeah.
Get so close. After that moment, though, Inter Miami killed Nashville, bro.
Yeah.
They killed them. Little give and go. With Suarez and Messi to get it going. And then from then on out, Nashville had nothing to give. Yes, the aggregate's alive, I guess, technically. The series is alive, technically. But I just see Miami beating Nashville. And my question in general is this the year Miami win MLS Cup? Is this the year? Healthy Messi? They finally have bigger pieces around him, right? Segovia, Allende, De Paul in the midfield, Falcon having a really good season alongside Noah Allen. Is this the year Miami go all the way?
The answer is yes. This is the year. I'm certain. I'm confident. I'll bet this microphone.
Whoa.
I'll go handheld for a week. I'll hold the mic because y'all don't know how tiring it is to hold this mic.
Yeah.
I'll hold the mic for a week if Inter Miami don't win. If they don't win,
I like that.
I'm confident, man. I mean, Messi playing like this, Busquets in the midfield, he's about to retire, bro. He can't go out with an MLS defeat, dude. He has to go out as a winner. And the rest of the players, Luis Suarez is still showing that he can show up in these big games. I like the supporting cast. This is the year. I think finally this is it. We can breathe. I think we can all breathe. This is the year that Inter Miami will lift the MLS Cup. That's not me being a bandwagon either. I'm seeing the other teams. I'm seeing Philadelphia Union.
Right.
I'm seeing what y'all are doing. San Diego FC. What an amazing story. It's been beautiful, bro. Amazing for the sport and for the people of San Diego. I know many people in San Diego. They've invited me. We have connections over there. If we ever want to go there, there's good food, good people, good housing. It's not going to happen for them.
Son Heung-min.
Amazing player. Genius baller. One of the best playmakers in the world and arguably the best player in MLS, some would say. This is Inter Miami's year. This is their year. The way I'm seeing it, I've seen the prophecy. Inter Miami is winning the MLS trophy this season because it's all there for them to do it, bro. It really is. And I think going into the World Cup, Messi with an MLS trophy just adds to the narrative, man. Give me Inter Miami. I'm going all the way. I'm placing all my chips on it. Inter Miami's winning it.
No, I like it, and I'm actually joining you. Not on the microphone thing, but
okay.
I'm joining you in that I do genuinely believe that this is Inter Miami's year. Two things really stand out. One, the team just looks so focused. They've actually been really vocal about how focused they've wanted to be going into playoffs. Messi leaving Argentina camp even earlier just to go back to train with Miami. That's huge. And just the way that Messi himself looks right now in playoff form, he's not messing around, bro. And he's the best player in the league. This year, he's fully healthy at this time of year. Last year, he was coming off of that Copa America injury, and I think he was just a little slow at this time of year. And the second thing really is just the pieces around him, man. Miami have done really, really well this season in the offseason to help Messi, both defensively and offensively. I just think you're going to find yourself in a shootout when you play Miami, and you're going to lose if Messi is in this form, and he is. So I truly see Miami as the best team right now in MLS and the favorites to win it all.
I agree. Since we're talking about Messi, let me bring him up real quick. Ronaldo, since the last time I brought him up, he had 52 goals to go to 1,000.
Right.
He's now at 50 goals to go to 1,000. He scored 2 goals in the time since I last brought it up.
Okay.
Remember the story.
Yeah.
Remember what I told you. 1,000th goal at the FIFA World Cup final.
Yeah, and just to mention Ronaldo, since we just don't watch Saudi League, we never say his name, but he's basically doing the same thing Messi is over in Saudi League. He's basically averaging a goal a game, which is ridiculous.
I think he's going to set himself up for a crazy alley-oop storyline, man, where he dunks it by scoring his 1,000th goal in a meaningful moment at the World Cup. But hey, let's stay on the MLS.
Let's.
Because we have another game that we want to highlight here with a potential title contender. Vancouver Whitecaps hosting FC Dallas. And kind of doing the same thing as Inter Miami, man, showing that there is no competition here, bro.
No, bro.
There's none, man.
No, dude. They made Dallas look like they were on ice skates out there in Vancouver, bro. It was ridiculous how much better they were. Dallas had nothing. This game, bro.
Nothing to give, man.
They had nothing. Vancouver looked amazing. Thing is, though, when Vancouver are playing their team ball, it's pretty.
It is.
It really is pretty. They've been doing this not just in this playoff mode, but all season, bro. They started in the CONCACAF Champions League. They continued it mid-season, and here they are as one of the more informed teams, not just in the Western Conference, but in all of MLS. You are not to mess with Vancouver, as I truly think they are the best team in MLS. They're missing some big pieces at the back, which I think will definitely hamper them against players like Son Heung-min, for example, against Messi if they make it that far. But Vancouver is just such a good team to watch.
Yeah, they're as good as they could be, man. Mueller getting a goal. Penalty finish was beautiful to see. Our boy Ali Ahmed, our boy Sebastian Berhalter balling out in this game. And I mean, we mentioned that they weren't going to have their center backs or their main players in the back line, but that didn't even prove to be a problem whatsoever today.
Not today.
And it's not going to be a problem, I think, most of this series, bro. I think they're going to take care of business in Dallas, finish this series off in 2 matches, and then we'll see bigger questions be asked against tougher opponents. Dallas just doesn't have it, bro. I mentioned in the preview, they finished 20 points. There's a 20-point gap between them and Vancouver. It's a certain level to this, man. And I think Vancouver is just the better team right now. So if you're an FC Dallas fan, man, this must have been a miserable watch because basically nothing was generated, bro. Nothing. Expected goals, 0.42. Total shots, 1. One shot. They took 1 shot to Vancouver's 22.
Thing is, I'm scared for Austin, kind of in a similar fashion, because they play LAFC.
Yeah, it might not be a good time for Texas team.
I just think there's a class difference between the two sides. So yeah, I think Texan ball this year with Houston not even making playoffs, things just gonna end on a sour note.
We did. That's not good, man. We had Philly defeat Chicago today in a penalty shootout. I didn't see this game. I just saw the result. Philly, I expected to win, but man, it looks like it got close with Chicago coming back after being down 2-0 to push it to Pens. If you're Chicago, you got to win that, man.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Chicago's feisty, though. I think Chicago definitely on upset alert for them to actually pull it off against Philly. Chicago has such a fluid offense. Can hurt anybody.
That's that Berhalter propaganda there. Showing up again. Of course you think that. Hey, no, they were. I did hear good things. I heard good things. They're back in the playoffs for the first time in a long time, apparently.
That's true. Yeah, usually Chicago suck.
San Diego FC defeats Portland 2-1. Also did not see this match. I'm just reporting the results because we're talking MLS playoffs. This is expected, though. with San Diego FC being one of the best teams in the regular season. Huge that they're getting the results in the playoffs, though, because transitioning that over can be a big step for these teams.
Yeah.
And San Diego won their first game. That's good. That's good.
It is good. And it makes me kind of wonder who's going to be the finalist from the Western Conference. For me, it's either Vancouver, San Diego, or LAFC, right? I'm not considering anybody else in the West.
Yeah.
Thing is, I think I might go LAFC because of that experience, because of players like Son, but not just Son, Denny Bouanga as well. When I look at San Diego, obviously, bro, the star that they have in Anders Dry is ridiculous. And the rest of the team's good too. Sirkov, for example, De La Torre. It's a well put together team, very well balanced. But I just think the star power of LAFC is just going to be a little bit better, man, if that ends up being the Western Conference Finals.
So you think the Stars are going to decide the MLS this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like for as good as Vancouver's playing right now, I too do not know truly if they can actually beat like a star-heavy team. And maybe I'm still a little scarred from that Cruz Azul game, right?
Right.
The thing is, it really showcases itself there. And without the two center backs for Vancouver, the ball is good. Like the ball that they play is good. I just get worried when they play against actual attackers.
But they were the ones that beat Inter Miami in the semis, though, of the CONCACAF Champions Cup.
Different Inter Miami. Different Inter Miami.
It was. Folks, we got an exciting MLS playoffs. Let us know your comments down below. What do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to win this tournament? You heard my pick. I'm going Inter Miami for as bandwagon-y as it sounds. I think this is the year. I do. And I'll be surprised if they don't. Folks, let's move on over to the last league, Liga MX, where we highlighted one game to watch, which was Cruz Azul versus Monterrey. Cruz Azul hosting Monterrey in a game where I predicted Monterrey would win, and I wanted to see Monterrey win. I wanted to see a good performance for them in the build-up to what is going to be El Clásico Regio this upcoming week as well. Monterrey, I wanted them to show a little bit of what they got to offer, man, especially since they're a top 4 Liga MX side, and we got the Liguilla coming up. Let's see what you got, Monterrey. Well, it all gets turned to shit when you get a red card before the 30th minute, and then you're doomed for the rest of the match, and Cruz Azul rightfully takes advantage, winning this game 2-0.
Torres with a textbook red card. It's cleats to ankle. It just doesn't get any more clearer than that.
You think that's the type of video they show like when they train refs? That's like
Exactly.
the one they put on the projector?
Exactly. It's literally Torres going in on the Cruz Azul player. It's literally that picture, man. Ref had to look at it for half a second. He pulls out the red. It's over for Torres. Unfortunately, though, for the spectacle of the match, that moment dictated the rest of this game because Monterrey had none of the ball. Cruz Azul are already a possession-oriented side. Up a man, the contrast increases even more. Monterrey didn't really create anything. What's interesting, though, I don't know if Cruz Azul would have won this had it been 11v11. That's the thing, man. Even being up a man and having a lot more possession, they really couldn't generate much, man. I mean, it took a crazy
look at the
diagonal goal from distance from Chiquete Orozco to break the deadlock. And then they don't get the second goal till at the very death through Sepulveda in stoppage time. I don't know if Cruz Azul pulled off a win had it been 11v11. I'm going to be honest.
Well, bro, even when it was 1-0, Berterame was in on an opportunity.
Yeah.
He was a little too much to the right side, which toughened his angle. He had a shot, and it was pretty direct at Kevin Mier, but the opportunity was there. And then Ocampos tried to shoot it from long range. Another good save from Kevin Mier. But, I mean, there were chances, and I agree with that. I agree with that sentiment. I don't know if Cruz Azul really dominates the way that they did, ultimately being up a man. If it's against an 11-man side, Monterrey, I'm just not sold on Cruz Azul, though, man. I think I'm just not. And for Monterrey, I mean, this is a Liga MX thing. If there's a red card involved, all of a sudden your perspective on the team there's nothing there. It's so tough to gauge a team with a red card in Liga MX specifically.
Oh, my God.
So I'm just going to have to look for them when they play Tigres and see how they perform in that matchup. But here against Cruz Azul got the result. They were more disciplined. I can give them credit for that because Monterrey, I mean, yeah, it was a red card and decided the match, but would have liked to see more from Cruz Azul, especially after beating America the way they did.
That's what I'm saying, man. And if anything, I'd say over the course of these last 4 match weeks we've covered in Liga MX, I've lost faith in Cruz Azul, America, and Monterrey. Like, I've lost faith in them to go on to have hopes of winning the Apertura.
Monterrey and Cruz Azul, yeah. America, I can't yet.
No, bro. Dude, no. America,
I can't
bro.
yet, man.
They tied Mazatlan. They only beat Puebla with a red card. They lost to Cruz Azul. They They tied Chivas that one time,
did.
bro. They
lost to
tied.
Chivas.
They lost.
Yeah.
They tied against Monterrey. Oh, they beat Atlético San Luis. Not good enough for me,
they
bro.
don't have Sendejas, man. They don't have Eric Sanchez, Henry Martin. These are key players, bro.
It's not it for me.
They're starting in the La Liguilla, man.
It's not it for me. For me, my conclusion is Cruz Azul, America, Monterrey, not it. Toluca, Tigres, for me, are the only two sides I think that can actually go for the title. Obviously, it's Liguilla, all right? I understand that.
Doesn't seem like you do, man.
I understand that. But based off of what I've seen these last 4 weeks, I almost wish I hadn't seen it. I almost wish I hadn't watched any Mexican football just so I could go in blind for Liguilla because I don't trust Cruz Azul, America, or Monterrey. I don't trust them.
I mean, look. What I've learned is that Toluca is the clear favorite. We talked about that last podcast. Honestly, the question was, what if they don't win it? Like, everything's set up for them to win it. Then there's a clear gap. For me, I think the gap isn't that big between an America and a Tigres, especially when you get put in La Liguilla history and all that it comes with, right?
That's true.
And injuries. So that's where I'm at on that. But look, I'm not going to fight you over this because I think the gap between those teams and Toluca is way too big that there's no point talking about those teams until we see Toluca lose, and then all of a sudden it opens up and now we're talking about who can potentially win Liga MX.
Yeah.
But at the moment, bro, I think it's Toluca.
I want Toluca.
I think
That's
it's
the
Toluca.
thing. My conclusion, I don't trust those three teams, but now I want Toluca to win even more. I want to see that back-to-back.
Cruz Azul fans, if you're in the comments, let me know. I want to know what you think about this team, especially compared to the last versions that we've seen, like last season and, I mean, for the past 3 seasons, Cruz Azul has been really good. What do you think about this year's team, though? I'm curious to know. Points total leaderboard as it stands between Reynoso and Soltero. Reynoso on 32 points, getting 12 points this weekend, with my best prediction being that Real Madrid victory.
Yeah,
didn't get the score, but I got Real Madrid winning. 32 points. Soltero on 44 points. Your best prediction being that Nashville Inter Miami one, which got you 5 points, man. That one got you 5. That's why
tiebreakers.
Yeah,
man,
even though I was gaining ground, that one got you.
I had a blowout. Had a good game on Friday.
Let's do daily. Let's do weekend awards. Goal of the weekend, McTominay's second goal.
Oh, yeah.
Easily. No question.
It goes insane, man.
Can I just nominate Salah's goal? Salah's goal was ridiculous, man.
It was good.
If it meant anything, it would have been...
Great pass, too.
Great pass from Sobo.
Yeah.
And the way he brings it up and then controls it and smash, it's ridiculous. But we're going to go McTominay because it meant something. It meant something in the pursuit of an actual good result. Match of the weekend. I mean, for me, it's a CLASICO. Nothing topped that this weekend.
Yeah, it's so dramatic and again, just the way Madrid approached it, dude. My God, it's got me believing in them again. When I had asked for it too, by the way.
You did ask for them.
I was frustrated with them at the midweek in Champions League.
No.
This is the type of performance I wanted to see. Hell of a game.
Performance of the weekend. I actually have it blank right now, but after talking and recapping, I think I'm going to put Messi. I'm going to do Messi. Playoff Messi.
Yeah?
He had 2 goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, Messi 2 goals. That's my performer of the weekend.
No, I like it. Just because I was so impressed with the defense of Madrid, if I could maybe nominate both Tchouaméni and Militao. I just thought they were so good in the middle for Madrid. Any of those 2 guys I'd be happy with.
Good. Yeah, it's a good shout out. Let's give it to Militao, man. Militao.
Give it to Militao.
Folks, let us know in the comments down below. What did you think about these matches, your reactions, and what do you think going forward? It's the weekend recap. We'll be back with you guys to do the weekend preview. There's some league games this week, so keep an eye on that and those results because we're going to get bonus matches this week, which will be really, really fun. Either cup matches or league matches, depending what league you're watching. So till next time, guys, we will see you very soon. Peace.